landlord, right? And so my daughter is like, hey, Dad, I want to capitalize on this. You know, I want to take one of your apartments over in Stockyards area that rents for, a one-bedroom rents for right around $1,000 a month, all bills paid, right? And they're about 620 square foot. And so I go in, I said, okay, what do you need? And she wants new granite countertops and all that stuff. So we just put it all in and do everything real nice.
Okay.
She pays me my rent,
Your
my
regular
$1,000, all bills paid,
she's
right?
doing
And then,
her-
so she'll do that, but she's capitalizing, so she showed me on 4 units in 1 month, on 4 one-bedrooms. Now, I'm getting $4,000, right?
Right.
She got $19,000 in 1 month, on 4.
That's a
And so
pretty
she's
high
already went and,
occupancy
she's
rate.
already rented 3 or 4 more of ours, and she's going, I mean, the profit spread is just, it's crazy. So the bad thing of what this has done, I see, now, I'm a holder, I'm holding on to these properties, but we have so much investments coming in from California, and so they've already realized this spread on the capital money that we can create and make. So they've started buying our properties at an inflated rate, right? And so that's the reason why a lot of these property taxes have gone up, because people are just buying things without seeing them, and it's California money. So they'll come in and they'll buy it without seeing, they'll slap an Airbnb in it, and they'll produce a mortgage payment, you know, a regular mortgage payment, right now, $200,000 a month. Well, they have no problem with that, because they're going to turn around and make $5,000 to $7,000 a month on a profit spread from Airbnb. And so with the fact that Fort Worth shut it down, they drew their map. You know, you ever seen the map? So when they drew this map shows it's all in multifamily use areas, which it went from about 6,000 Airbnbs to about 60. All right, so you're going to have a lot of people just breaking the law anyway. So they're just going to do it, and until they get caught, right? And when they get caught, they're going to lose, because now they can't produce a mortgage payment with rents to be adequate to the mortgage payment. So we're going to have a lot of defaults. So we're out like I think we're out about 6 to 18 months from a big chance to really capitalize on a lot of people losing their houses. And then you can go buy in my viewpoint, you can go buy a bunch more properties, and it's coming. We're about 6 months, 18 months away from that. But
you're saying that's going to happen?
That's going to happen everywhere. That's going to happen here in River Oaks. Have you looked at your Airbnbs? You got a bunch.
Well, we have
They're
one
everywhere. They're everywhere. Don't think you only have like several. You got a bunch. And so these people that have Airbnbs, you can make on Monday night, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, right around Lochner or any of these roads, you can make $125 a night. And then you go Friday night, Saturday night, you can make $325 to $425 a night. So you start doing the math, and that's not. And so right now with Las Vegas, Nevada, they brought their stock show here. Right, or basically Cowtown now is here, right? We got the, whatever it's called, we got that. And so if you look at rates right now, and then you look at rates whenever we have someone in for Dickies Arena, you know, the concert in, everything just goes up so much. So yes, I believe that. We're all, you know, this city, everywhere, we're going to have a little bit of a market correction big time. So I'm so for it. I'm glad you guys are.
Well, hang
and
on.
I'm going to buy with what you say.
I really do think we need to clarify, we are not all for it. We are trying to make it work for both.
I think it's great. I'm happy
and
that.
stay on top of it so that the good ones, you might have something, but the ones that are causing issues will suffer the price, the consequences.
So a lot of times whenever you're hosting a Airbnb, you know, the bad ones that I start thinking of are the slumlords or the slummy ones. You guys are thinking of the party ones,
yes,
the bad ones.
That's the main.
Because y'all can take care of the slumlords.
Well, and I wouldn't
thing.
think there would be that big of a market for Airbnbs in slums as you're describing it. So I wouldn't think there'd be a lot of substandard houses that are going for it. Maybe there are. But yeah, our biggest thing, I mean, if it's something that's in there for a week, they probably, like has been said, they've probably flown under the radar for years because they don't cause problems. But the ones that cause problems are, the neighbors are having to call the
And y'all
police.
had that circumstance where you've actually, your police or your code compliance has been called out for?
The one on Inspiration, I think, chose not to call. I don't remember if they called PD or
I
not.
thought they did.
But that's what we told them 2 weeks ago was, if you have a noise issue, you need to call
Well, I
PD
mean,
on it anyway.
but-
So there's been some issues at some of them. Like you say, the number that we have that have flown under the radar are not expected to be an issue, but it's that one or two that in a given month or any sort of amount of time that don't seem to care whether they're turning it into a party house or not. But that's what we're looking to try to
So
make
Or
sure
even
we
if they
can be
don't-
better for our
Yeah, even if they don't mean to, I know the one that, I do have an issue with that, because I live on a very busy street, and our streets are not that wide to begin with, and, so it's literally Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and when you rent it out, and I think it's a 4, maybe a 5-bedroom house, so you're renting it out, and then you're chopping, they're inviting their friends. I literally had 3, Dan, you were there, he lived right down the street from me, on both sides of that. My mailbox has been hit 5 times.
From
on that.
people that rented
No,
Airbnb?
No, just in general, because that street is so busy.
Okay.
And so when you have cars on both sides
Right.
of that street, there's gonna be an accident. And then you have,
But you're projecting something that,
it's already happened, though. It's happening, and it
We have-
keeps happening.
we have the city, the complaint, is
Yeah.
that code compliance?
I don't know
Or
if
the city of River Oaks Police Department saying,
they're.
this was an Airbnb?
Oh, it's an Airbnb.
There's multiple
Oh,
Airbnbs.
it's an
that they
Airbnb.
can-
There's
No,
like
I'm
3
saying-
on one street.
What I'm asking though is, was there a complaint, like?
Yes. I know of one on Red Oak that was a significant issue because it involved even a tree that fell and it damaged. So yeah, we've had several, either the code, I don't know if PD's getting called out in real time when there's complaints happening, or if it's just people that sort of,
And
But
I've
whether
had
actual
to call code
documentation
compliance.
saying
Yeah.
it was due to an Airbnb?
yes.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
they're sort of weathering the storm, and then they reach out to the city during the week and they say, hey, what's going on here? And so, yeah, there's been code verified
So,
issues.
my question back would just be, you guys got families, and when you go on vacation, do you use an Airbnb? Or do you go to a hotel?
We use Airbnb.
Okay, so if we're gonna use them, then we're a tourist town too. Let's capitalize on them and use them here.
Well, and what's
And,
before, I mean, like I said,
so for the council to be against it, it's like, well, I don't know where y'all are getting that, saying you gotta be against it. Why can't you be for it?
well, I'll just be honest, it's because ideally, it is, and again, we're likely to pass this because we know we have to pass this. So this is not trying to
I'm
criticize you or
No, I'm glad,
hate this.
I'm happy.
In general, we've got, single-family residential is most of our zoning. And this is, I get where you're coming from about property rights, and that seems to be what the courts are calling it. At the same time, there's a thought in cities that if we wanted something to be, you even mentioned the hotel motel tax. I'll be honest, I don't know how the courts tell us that we can assess hotel motel taxes for residential property, because that would seem to be totally contradictory to us, because we wouldn't allow a hotel in a normal residential. So, again, that's not to say, I'm not arguing against this, because it looks like it's what we have to have. Nothing disrespectful towards you, it sounds like you run a tight ship with your properties, but, in general, it's because we want there to be single-family residential in those single-family residential districts. I do, I'm not going to speak for everyone.
I don't know, another question while we bounce back is, how do you even collect that tax? Because the tax goes to the Airbnb, and they accumulate the tax, and they hold it. So how do they distribute it to,
Here's what I do.
You.
I turn to
To the
this
city
guy
of
right
Brooks.
here, and I say,
That's
how
right.
do we actually get that, if we pass
That
this?
was one of my questions, and another one was operational. And, some of the complaints that we've had was that the people that rent these things gather the trash and set the trash out on the street. And we have an ordinance, you can't put it out on the surface. So how do you work that in your properties with?
so on the Fort Worth,
I know they got the bins, we have bags here, but how do you do that with your trash?
well,
They get
I
empty.
haven't came in River Oaks yet with Airbnbs.
No,
I mean,
I've had